My name's Amy Bronwyn Ellis. I'm 41 years old and I'm suffering from anorexia nervosa. I've been asked to make some videos trying to explain how I got here and what life is like, because we're trying to raise money, a lot of money, for funding to get me help, proper help. Unfortunately, the help I desperately need costs £6,000 a week. And where I'm at now is that I'm basically, my body's decaying, really. I'm dying. And it's something familiar feeling that I had 2 years ago. It's kind of like snowfall. When the snow falls, it gets very silent and muffled. It's how death creeping up on you kind of feels like when the world turns into a still fragile place, you know. I've got so much to say, but my brain energy isn't very much. So I get quite confused and so tired. So I'd have to do lots of little videos. I've battled all my life, as long as I can remember, with eating disorders and just no help. It started when I was a kid because of my dad. An eating disorder is it's grouped under mental health, but it's not. It's too complex, and nobody has found a cure or a real reason for it, but they say that it's, which I believe, part genetics and part environment. And for me, the genetic side is my dad, and the environment, my dad. I grew up in a very abusive household. My dad is a control freak, made our lives misery. I have 2 siblings, my mum, and it was just misery, absolute misery. We feared him, you know, and he has undiagnosed eating disorder. I think it's orthorexia. It's when obsessive exercising and then over the years gradually getting worse. You know, it just takes over the whole house. Food has always been his thing. Greed and obsession. But, you know, being a kid was just, you know, and that's where it began, you know. I remember taking the chance to run down the back garden to scrape my food into the compost heap, or give it the dog, or go out, you know, anywhere I could scrape it without my dad finding out, you know. And then as I got older, it just started to kick in, eating disorders, you know, and I never really had just one, you know. It'd be bulimia or something different, you know, kind of along those lines, you know, and as I got into my teens, I was self-harming, and because I was just so incredibly sad and miserable and out of, you know, it was my way of controlling, really, the world around me. My dad had all the control, so, you know, and I was kind of bullied at school, bullied at home. It was hard, you know. You know, I tried to make a life, but this always just got in the way, you know. I dedicated my life. I was a charity worker and an artist, but this just always got in the way. I loved helping people. I worked for an international development charity, which I loved, but as I say, this always got in the way. Then in my early 20s, I was put on a drug called venlafaxine, which apparently was supposed to cure this. But no drug can cure this. All the drugs in the world can't save us from ourselves. This drug has had a detrimental impact on my health and my eating disorder. I was put on it and basically left on it, and it just took over my life. It just took over everything. It was a terrible, terrible drug. And I'm skipping a lot of things out because I'm tired and I'm so cold.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew.
This is my dog Kiki that I don't get to see since I fell sick in 2018 and had to move back to my parents. My ex has got her, and I mean, he's taking amazing care of her, don't get me wrong, but she's aging and I miss her, Kiki. She's going to be 12 or 13. It's my brother in Canada and his wife, Nikki, my sister-in-law, and my beautiful niece, Ellie. That's my other brother, Bradley. He lives in the village too, and Evie, my niece, but don't get to see them too much because of my illness, as always. And the pandemic, it was awful. The lockdown here in Wales, and I think we're going through for another one. Oh yeah,